Today we are unboxing the Weber Summit Kamado S6 with table. I will try to take you through the build, the quality and any tips. One thing to note, this is a big barbecue. It's a lot bigger than the kettle. I built this out the front garden and just struggled to get it through the garden gate. Here we have a handy little dry bag for your charcoal. It's better to take out the base, the lid and the securing ring before you start dismantling the box. Thankfully the base and the lid are air insulated, so you're not having to pick up any heavy ceramics. I have added a manual in so you can use it as a reference, so feel free to pause, rewind or even fast forward to stages that you need. Now most of the items are out of the box, you can just cut down one side, pull the box away, the table stays in situ and we can start the build. So in here we've got the fuel grate in the yellow bag and the cooking grate just below. This box is the trays that slide into the bottom of the table. We don't need any of these items just now, so we can just put them to the side. They've done a good job fitting this box in underneath the table, so it's best to empty it before trying to remove it. Here you have the ash collector, the vent dampener and a charcoal bucket. If you're used to Webers in the past, especially the Weber kettle, you'll recognise these parts. This is a hinge, I'll speak about it later on. It basically has two security bolts on it, not to remove before fitting it properly. We have the gas cap here, it's pretty simple, just pushes straight on. These are the heavy duty wheels for the back of the cart. I had read reviews that they weren't up to much, but I can tell you they're solid. So for the next part of the build, you need to put the Summit up on its back. That way you have access to slide in the wheels, front and rear. The rotating wheels at the back just click into position, just slot them in and give them a good push. As you can see, when I went to push in the second wheel, I didn't push it hard enough, so don't be scared. The front wheels are fixed and are secured with R-clips onto this bar. Once R-clips are in place, then there's a little protection cap to go over the top of it. This is the main structure for holding the weight of the barbecue. It can only go in one direction, so just align the 3 holes and you're good to go. Make sure when you go to use the bolts, you reference the manual. There's 3 longer bolts that fit in here. Weber suggests you place the Summit in the upright position now. I actually found it was easier to keep it in the same orientation until the bracing was fitted. Once the bracing is secured and tightened, we have 3 rubber gaskets to put in place. I don't think it's too critical where they go. 1 is at the front and 2 sit round the back. Once they're in place, we can then upright the barbecue. Next, it's just to add on a few things to the base. we've got the ashtray and the dampener to fit. Basically just click into position, but you need to make sure that you slide the one touch cleaning handle through the groove before clicking it into position. If you look through the gap, you should be able to see the vent fully open and fully close. Before sliding in the base, just make sure that the gas connector is in the central position. That will make things a lot easier before connecting up the gas hose and the electrics. The base fits in pretty snugly, but again just double check that gas connection before pushing down the full way. The Snapjet gas connection has a spring R-clip and the two electrics just slide in nice and easily. The next stage is to fit the hinge to the base. It's best to not fully tighten these, as the lid will slide into position a lot easier with a bit of movement. Again, do the same with the lid. Once it's in position, put a couple of nuts and washers on. Make sure you're happy with the alignment before tightening up. Once the hinge is fully secured, we can then take off the two securing safety bolts and remove the sticker. The fuel grate has two positions depending on your style of barbecuing. Fit down the bottom for low and slow, or you can secure to the ring in the midway position for more direct heat. The food grate is similar to the Weber kettle. As you can see, you have the central gourmet barbecue system. We have the diffuser just to protect your food as well.